We're live. Hello, friends. So I'm going live right now because we're not actually going to come out with our typical video this week. I'm actually working on a new video series called the History of Six Flags series. So I'm getting some footage for that today. I'm doing pretty good. Just had some tacos at the Texas Taco Bar. El Diablo is currently closed. It did storm over here. I do believe that they have to dry the whole drive system before they can actually operate it. So it is hanging upside down, and they hang it upside down in order to quickly dry the drive system so it opens quicker. Yeah, actually, if you watched the last video I uploaded, there is a ton of train footage. We're not going to get on the train today, probably, at least not right now. So just walking around. Would you guys like to go be solicited by these folks over at this tent? Nothing says theme park experience like tons of solicitation. Give us your email and we'll sell it to everybody, and then put you maybe in an imaginary thing to win a Yeti. It's the last Six Flags Over Texas video I uploaded, where it's the title is I Almost Rode El Diablo, because I almost rode it, but not quite. So if you go look at that one. As far as Splashtown, yeah, it's somewhere I definitely want to go. I did see that it was a very crazy place during the last, maybe a few weeks ago. Scary enough for me to not want to go, that's for sure. I sounded like a nightmare. So over here on the left is the remnants of Lone Star Theater. You can see it's gone. We've documented quite a bit of that. So I actually was not here during the storm. Got here about 30 minutes afterwards, and things have slowly been reopening. You guys probably know this, but they have to wait for lightning and such to get a certain distance away from the park before they can open rides. So even if it's sunny, that doesn't mean that rides can open. There's the freshly painted oil derrick. Yes, we are live, Jay, because we are not going to do an official trip report video this week. Oh, look at that. We walked 1 minute and there's more solicitation. You know, I think each park has things that they're better at than the other, for sure. I definitely enjoy eating at this park a lot more than I enjoy eating at Fiesta Texas. A lot fresher food quality and a lot more options. And I think overall we do have a better collection of roller coasters. So that helps. Someone asked me if it was really busy. No, it's really not busy. It wasn't busy last Sunday either when we came. It's not dead, but it's not busy. So over here in the tower section, they have put a lot of flowers up this year, which look great. Yeah, I find it kind of funny that people try to compare the two parks, because they're just so different. And there's definitely some Six Flags parks that are very similar to each other. Like if you wanted to compare this park to Six Flags Over Georgia, that's a fair comparison. They're very alike in terms of design and idea. Not necessarily the ride lineup, but you guys want a funnel cake? One positive thing I can say is that funnel cakes are still just a snack here at Six Flags Over Texas, and they are a full meal at Fiesta Texas, which is kind of bizarre. We're just making a random loop around the park. We are going to go see Hey Mr. DJ here a little bit later. Pretty excited that that show's back. It was a solid show last year. Caddo Lake Barge over here on the left, it's operating. Always good to see. I hope you guys realize that that flood last year that hit this area of the park, I mean, it hit this area with water, 6 to 7 feet tall. So the fact that they were able to get rides open as quickly as they could was great. They were pretty prompt on getting Superman reopened and Runaway Mountain reopened. Someone asked how much it is to get in without a season pass. Probably like 60 or 70 bucks. I don't know. I haven't done that ever, really, honestly. There always seems to be a better way to get in than purchasing a one-day ticket. I really highly do not recommend doing that. Well, actually, we'll go down to Harley Quinn Spinsanity. I bet it's not open, but we'll look. It does look like they've been actively working on it, though. So, my favorite ride at Six Flags Over Texas is New Texas Giant, and followed closely behind that is Shockwave. Shockwave was built in 1978, so that is quite an amazing feat to accomplish in the 70s, definitely ahead of its time. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if one-day tickets are around $80. It's they really don't want you to buy a one-day ticket. They want to lock you into a membership. So that's kind of the name of the game for Six Flags. As much as I love Six Flags, it's really obvious to see how they try to operate as a business. So, has anybody tried to ride Dive Bomber Alley with the new Sky Sleds, where you actually sit down in the harness? I would show y'all, but nobody's riding it right now. I am gonna do it one of these days. It's gonna happen. It's windy out here, but that means it's not super hot. Woo, it's really windy right here. So, over here on the Macho Nacho building, can you guys see where they put the Wi-Fi router? So that's new since we've been here last. Nice Wi-Fi router right there on Macho Nacho. Should be that should really be coming along pretty soon. I do think that the Wi-Fi and the mobile ordering are probably going to go hand in hand. So yeah, I'm trying to be out here more often, but life. Am I finally going to ride El Diablo? I'm not sure. It is still closed right now. Earlier in the video I mentioned that they have to actually dry the drive system before they can operate the ride. So they are hanging it upside down to dry the drive system, and then once it's dry they will actually operate it. They hang it upside down so that they can open it faster after it rains. Oh man, the Dole Fruit swirl stand is closed. It's always closed. Just want me some Dole soft serve. Yeah, I think that's, I can't really speak on the single rider issue. I haven't had issues with that, but the intention is to have full ride cycles on rides with single rider lines. So if they're not filling up the ride, then the single rider line makes no sense. But I haven't run into that issue, luckily. It does not have a single rider line. It had a single rider line. We're talking about Wonder Woman at Fiesta, Texas. They do not have a single rider line on Wonder Woman. They did when it first opened, but if you've been on Wonder Woman and you've seen the entrance pathway and how much of a freaking mess it is, I can completely understand why they got rid of the single rider line, because it's very stressful. So, is anyone going to go to the July 4th Fest this year? I thought it was great last year. I'm looking forward to it again. They put up the red, white, and blue Christmas lights on Johnny Rockets. And they've put up red, white, and blue Christmas lights kind of near the entrance of the park. So, what was really nice is your membership food discounts work. Yeah, they've had a lot of issues with Harley Quinn, and it's pretty unfortunate. We're gonna go. Oh, those tacos are making a comeback. We're gonna go check out Harley Quinn right now. I'm glad the videos helped. I try to be as in-depth as possible and point out the things that you aren't really gonna find in any other videos. So I'm glad you guys are getting use out of those. So Riddler is open and Catwoman Whip are both open. I can already tell you that the Joker is closed because the gift shop is closed. So who knows what's going on there? That could actually be a wind situation, because it is very windy out here. Once that storm rolled through this area, it got very windy. But it made it much cooler. So thank you for subscribing. I really appreciate it. Yeah, now we've got an actual construction fence and a crane. So yeah, that's not open. So, gosh, it does look like they've had to put a new motor or a gearbox in. Can I zoom in? Yeah. Right there, that looks like new parts right there, and you can see the equipment under it. So they really had to tear up the fence around the perimeter. This is a big fix right here, y'all. So looks like we're still a little ways out on this one, but just so you guys can see, it's very unfortunate that they keep buying rides that don't have any longevity to them. Okay, so I mentioned in the beginning of the video that we're actually going to start working on a historical series called The History of Six Flags video series. And first thing we're going to go over is the log ride, and I don't really want to give anything away. The reason we're doing the log ride first is, number one, it was the first log ride in the world, obviously, as you guys probably know, but number two, I've recently kind of stumbled upon some other interesting details about the ride that I'm going to get into, just because things are quite interesting over there, and I want to bring it to light because, you know, I feel like that ride is a very important part of history. So Aquaman, oh geez, who knows at this point. We'll actually go walk by Aquaman next. So did you guys see everything over here? You can probably see the fence is completely gone right there, and they've got a lot of equipment in there. They've basically got lifts to lift the ride up. So yeah, it's pretty substantial. So don't forget your cup. But you guys, the churro stand is open today. The churro stand is open. So here's a little insider information on Wonder Woman. That ride has been a nightmare. Well, maybe not so far, but in the beginning the ride was kind of a complete nightmare to keep open and to function with 3 trains. Now, Fiesta, Texas is a very ambitious park with a lot of ambitious people, and they built a great system to be able to operate the 3 trains with the continuously moving station. But you guys have probably noticed that Six Flags has not built any more of those rides, and that's perfectly within their means. So I would be open to the idea of one of those RMC Raptors, but I do not want the same layout, and if they build one, it's probably going to be the same layout. So yeah, you have to have lots of people working at Wonder Woman because the throughput is very minuscule. There's no Wonder Woman is great. Wonder Woman is a very fun ride, and that was a great addition because it was. I don't think that ride would work as well here. I don't know if Railblazer is having the same problems. For those of you who don't know, Railblazer is a mirrored version of Wonder Woman Golden Lasso Coaster, and it's located at California's Great America. Now, one thing y'all have to keep in mind, Railblazer does not run a continuously moving station like Wonder Woman does. So I think, by default, that gets rid of a lot of the issues that Wonder Woman has. So, but there's really no telling on that. I'm not sure. I don't really keep up with that park. I actually have never been there. So obviously I want to get to every Cedar Fair park because their parks are great. But that one is not made the list yet, and I did not renew my... So I might not end up at any of those parks this year. I kind of traded it in for a SeaWorld pass, if you really want to know. You guys ever eat a turkey leg at the dry hole, Charlie's? I don't ever eat there. The line's always insane.